Hey, Dirt Farmer Jay here from dirtfarmerjay.com. If you've lived in the house you're in right now for 15 years, or you bought an older house that you know is older than 15 years old, sooner or later, you're going to either have to service or replace your bathroom fan. The good news, it's not that difficult. Stay tuned and I'll show you why. Hey, Dirt Farmer Jay here from dirtfarmerjay.com. Sooner or later, you're going to need to service your bathroom ventilation fan. Well, in this brief video, I'm going to walk you through the purposes of the fan, how to service the fan if it's just lubrication it needs, and when it does give up the ghost, what it takes to replace the modules in these. Lastly, I'm also going to show you, in case you have an older fan that parts are no longer available and you need to actually take out the fan and replace it, some resources to do that. And as is our habit, we always give you more resources in the description below, including a couple of ordering links for these products, as well as instruction sheets and what I'll tell you later when you're putting a whole replacement in. And so check those out down there, and that'll help you to review anything that I cover in this video we have together. Well, number one, what's the purpose of the fan? Well, everybody may think like when we were on the construction sites, they always called these stink fans or the less genteel fart fan. But that is only one of the purposes, and that is to remove, shall we say, unpleasant odors. Just as importantly, and probably more importantly, the idea behind this fan is to remove humidity from the restroom when hot water is run in the shower, the bath, or the sink. Why is that important? Well, you may see humidity or condensation form on the surface, and usually that wicks away pretty quickly when the door is left open or windows left open. But what's really especially insidious is when moisture gets behind the wall into the framing members and the insulation, and you get all sorts of bad things happen, like mold that can really cause problems, dry rot. So the real important reason is to remove humidity. Now, how about sizing these fans? They come in different ratings called CFM, cubic feet per minute ratings, how much air they remove out the vent on the other side of this fan unit. And the rule of thumb is that you need 1 CFM for each square foot of bathroom space, minimum. In this little bathroom we're in right here, this is 5 foot that way to behind me and 9 foot behind you over to the other wall. So 5 times 9 is 45 square foot. This fan is rated at 50 CFM. So it makes it, but it probably would have been better to have something larger. So exactly why are we replacing or servicing this fan? Well, this house is 20 years old and it's served us a long time. But take a listen and you'll see why. That may not sound that loud, but when you're in this little bathroom, it drives you crazy. So the first thing you need to do to repair one of these or to replace the motor module is you're going to take off the grill. And what you'll do is just tug on the grill, and when you do, it comes down, it's held by these spring clips. You just squeeze the clip, it drops down, see there? And there's another one that's going up into this housing right here. So let's go ahead and pull that, we'll get rid of that. All right, now that we've got that open, the next thing we need to do is unplug the motor unit right here. So we're just going to reach here, unplug it, and now this modular plate with the motor and the blower can come out. So there's inscriptions right here on the main housing, right here, and there's one up in here telling you what to do next. What you're going to do here is it's going to tell you push right up this way, and when you do, push out on the housing over here. And what you're doing is letting that tab out of the little capture that it's in. When you pull this down, it pivots. There's 2 more up here. Lift it out of those, and the whole unit comes out. And as you can see, it's collected a fair amount of dust over the years. So if we were just servicing this motor, we'd go ahead and vacuum this off. And as you can look up in here, the first order of business, let's go ahead and vacuum that all out and clean it out. All right, now we've vacuumed that out. You can see the circular housing here, and right over here is the duct exit. So you need to make sure that that's not obstructed, that the flapper works well. That stops air flowing back in, and so that's all ready to go. Now we're ready to either service the module and put it back in, or put a whole new one in. All right, we're going to just simply put in a whole new one of these. This is the existing old one. But if you did want to service this and oil the bearings here, this little simple motor, we're not going to provide you that in this video, but go to the description below and check out the link there where another YouTube creator has done exactly that for you, in case you want to just keep this and service that. But now we're going to go ahead and get rid of this and unbox a new one. All right, we were able to buy this replacement ventilation fan. We actually bought the whole thing, the housing that you see up here in the ceiling that protrudes up into the attic, the grill, and the whole module for about $17 at the Orange Big Box Home Improvement store. So, but you can get them for a couple of dollars more. I just wanted to show you. This is New Tone 696 in. This model has been around for probably 25, 30 years, and this is a standard housing up there, which then means you don't have to do a bunch of tear out. You're just going to replace. So we're going to go ahead and open this and see what the new piece looks like. All right, so let's slide that out of there, and as you can see, there's a whole new module here. This housing's already up there, and we're simply going to do the opposite of what they did. We'll go ahead and pop this out of here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this motor plate with the components in. You saw that it only took a few moments to get the other one out. We vacuumed this out, made sure the vent outlet is working well. Now we're simply going to reverse the process. These two tabs go into the two slots that are over here out of sight to you, but I can see them here. And then on this side is the main tab that single tab will go into. And if you notice, there is a hole right there. If you were unsure that it was going to stay in there, you could drive a sheet metal screw in there to secure it, but it's been up there this whole time for over 20 years with no problems. Now this may fight me a little bit. Let's go ahead and put this in just to get that tab in securely. We're going to put this up in the housing. Sure enough, it fits fine. That side is in the slots on its side. There we go. We're going to push this up on that side. And as you can see, it wants to resist a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just use a screwdriver right here, put that up, push it to that place, and then push the tab in. And when I did, notice the tab is inside. I'm going to yank on this to make sure it can't come out, and there you are. Now we're going to plug in our outlet right here. And let's go ahead and test it. Well, there you go. All right, let's go ahead and take the grate. You're just going to squeeze together the tab on the end there, insert that into the slot. It holds on. Do the same thing closer on this side. I have to get around in front of you a bit to do that. And once it's hanging like that, you simply push up, clip, and the job is done. All right, let's suppose this won't work for you. You tear into this, you find out that the unit is an older unit. You can't get parts for it. It was improperly put in place. Perhaps you've got dry rot and you need to repair. Well, at that point, you need attic access and you're gonna need a new fan unit. Now, that would be a fan unit, something like this. This is one that was also at our Orange Big Box store, a New Tone 80 CFM. This has an integrated light. You can actually get Bluetooth speakers and all sorts of things, different grill configurations, but that's the pretty side. On the downside down here, what you're gonna have to do is get into the attic and actually do some work there to support the unit. And what comes in these units are complete instruction sheets that show you new construction, old construction, all that. In the description below, I've provided you a link to this actual PDF download that you can take a look to see what you're getting into. Another thing you may want to know around the house, if you're doing a lot of your own home repairs and it has to do with electrical work, There are 2 or 3 testers you should not be without. You can check out the video at the top there that tell you about some testers that we looked at recently and that we depend on around here. Check that out. And the bottom video, YouTube has gotten into your mind and is presenting a video that it thinks is perfect for you. Check it out. Until the next time, this is Dirt Farmer Jay from dirtfarmerjay.com.